Well, we're still here at Camp Bedell, getting on in the morning, reluctant to leave. Well, we're still here at Camp Bedell, getting on in the morning, reluctant to leave. Well, we're still here at Camp Bedell, getting on in the morning, reluctant to leave.
I'm Graham, and I'm on the commentary. Keep a detailed map handy because you're going to need it.
Do this introduction.
Keep it up, keep it up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Paul Kennedy and he's Graham Hansen, and we're going on a trip. Well, it's not a trip actually, it's an adventure. And sooner or later you'll see our story. Yeah. Oh, give me a chance and I fucking will. You should record that.
I'm Graham Hansen.
No, she's not recording.
Yes, she is.
No, you
I've been recording for some time, Paul.
better do that again then.
Replay.
I'm Graham Hansen.
This is a dirty, shitty job. The muck that you end up with, but it's done. Pleased enough for that. It'll get washed again at least once. Other side's the same. And all said and done, I'm happy enough for that.
We've got the transmission out. It's a hell of a job. Two of us, two jacks. It's pretty exciting at times.
Was indeed.
But we've got it out. Overhauled the gearbox, new clutch. Transfer case will probably be okay. This should take about 1 week, I kid you not. And we're going to get into it all afternoon. And then we'll do some work on the gearbox. Okay, now listen up team. This is what we're going to do with the transmission. The problems it had was very, very stiff and grating first, second and third. I can't find anything wrong with the synchro components and the way they operate. What I'm going to do is use an old ancient Mayan technique.
We have various stages of reconstruction. You heard me earlier describing how I figured the reassembly would be much easier. Well, it's turned into a crock of shit. Had to do burr fill joints, top and bottom. This side was stonkered altogether. I'll show you the bearings in a moment. The other side's not so bad, but needed wheel bearings on this side.
I think it's too big.
Yeah, but the girls always say that.
I'm worried about touch-ups too much, mate. Are you?
Touch-ups, yeah. Finishing is everything.
The finisher! The finisher! Looks like you got a wrestling career in front of you after this one. Hey? The finisher.
Today is the contributor's ball. Little setup.
We want it.
Okay, look, we're just about ready to eat. This is a short, informal info.
Brain squeezing out.
Get the yellow ones first.
Here's
our first dirt road. We've been travelling for about 5 hours today. Finally found some dirt. Still in the wheat belt though. Through those trees. Wheat fields. Same on the other side of the road. Just had to let the tyres down a bit. Got a little bit rough. Come on. So we're on the way now to Sandstone, aren't we, Paulie? Sandstone lies up there somewhere.
Here is the start again.
Yep.
Started on a handshake deal. We're going to keep that up. Hang on, where we go? There we go. Ready, mate?
Got a handshake. Mugs twice.
Pretty much. Might have left it too late for tonight, but that's amazing. Only when you get out here in the bush and find this stuff do you get to see it. Haven't got enough daylight now to show you what's in the pond, but there are turtles, ducks, dragonflies to die for. I haven't seen any fucking ants. I'm standing on an ant nest. Ow, ow, ow! I haven't seen any mosquito larvae in there. So if there's no larvae, there's probably no skeeters. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. This is spectacular. This is a bit further down the track at Mingle Creek. We were very surprised to see running water at this part of the journey. In 2007 we didn't come through Wongawal Road, which is where we're on here, and we were very surprised and probably expecting the worst from here. It's no big deal handling stuff like this. Although we were worried, it turned out to be the last surface water we saw for a couple of weeks. Get out there for me! Have a look at the comparison from 2007 and it gives you a much better idea coming up straight after this. Here we go. Go for me! Go for me! Get up there, big fella! Fucking well done. Station, probably the most isolated cattle station in the world, and it's our last chance for fuel. In 2007 we got a pretty less than average reception here and we couldn't buy fuel, water in it, so we had to make do with what we had, and that was interesting in itself. This time plenty of fuel, but it is expensive and you gotta pay cash. I don't blame them though. Well, this is Friday morning, day 6. She's a shocker. I'm going to go and sit over there with him. So I get the benefit of this. This was one of PK's worst choice for a camp. I kid you not. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here. So it's just after 8 o'clock. And we're only doing 5 kilometres an hour, but with a bit of movement, a bit of breeze, the flies have gone.
Ain't that the truth, Rich?
Ain't that a wonderful thing?
Check left, check right.
Yeah, make sure there's no police roadblocks or anything like that.
We're under the limit this morning anyway.
So that's actually fresh tracks, isn't it? Those, are they?
Oh, not these, no.
Off to Camp Bedell. There is actually the odd remnant of at least a shower that's been through. We've seen a couple of slightly wet patches, but we're still in two-wheel drive, which has got to be a good thing. Here's a view of what lies in front of us. Boing, boing, boing.
Welcome to the gun barrel. We've not long crossed over from the Shire of Walloona to whatever this Shire is, and tell you what,
It's a Shire without a fucking grader.
they don't have a grader. Just over here, there's another little side track, and believe it or not, the corrugations on that one are fucking worse than this. Yeah. So anyway, me and Graham are getting our biannual titty tightening exercises. Because man, I tell you what, it shakes the shit out of you.
Oh, fucking terrible.
God, give me a little blast on how shaky it is, Graham. Hit the corrugation.
Check it out. And
This
you got no control over the vehicle, really. So you got two options. You can either speed right up and try and plane over the top, but we're too heavy for that. We have to slow right down.
Yeah. You got the old Suzuki Vitara, you'd probably be better off than us, but when you're 3 ton like we are right now, yeah, it's a bit of a mission. Anyway. And we've only got another 300 k's of this kind of crap.
Fuck. Give me the sand. Give me the sand any day. Well, we're back at Geraldton Bore. And wonder upon wonders, they've put a pump in. Okay, wow. Wasn't here last time. We needed it too.
Well, here's the boss man sub getting a bit of water out of Geraldton Bore. Whole lot easier than it was last time, eh? Graham, see if it pumps up your apricots.
Just a can of fruit.
See if it gives up your apricots.
But they have put this in. They put this in
07.
months after we were here.
Yep.
Fuck, what a difference. Like, it's not very nice water. It's very salty, very briny. But if you needed it...
Hey, at least it's clear. It's not that khaki yellow colour.
Yeah, we were pulling up half mud last time. It's been terrible. And this is the scene of devastation that caused us so much grief last time.
Scene of much pain and anguish.
It was indeed sorrow and suffering. And you can still see all the stuff well, a lot of it anyway. That's the rear diff impression there. That's the back wheel, another back wheel. That's the front. I think you were driving that time, weren't you, Paul?
Get fucked.
Follow me, I said, follow me!
Here's my tree. I just do this the whole time. Mate. It
It was too. I thought he was going mad here. I really did. I saw him doing that because it was, well, it was a bit earlier than this, but
There was no wind.
there was no wind and I thought he was going heat stroke, so we actually stopped and put shade up, put the little cabana up. We weren't out of Charlton Bore more than 5 minutes when this happened. And we've been going now for, fuck, I don't know, at least an hour digging the bloody thing out. That's a fucking shocker. Here's our rest camp. Poor getting a bit of rest. Need it too. So rear wheels. Look at the front. The rear was just about bellied. You can't accurately see this, surrounded in fucking triodia. Terrible stuff. Throw us out here.
Yep.
This side's not so bad.
Oh, battery's getting low. Well, this is
Tit bounce, it's unbelievable.
Tell you what, you wouldn't have fucking caught us laughing like this on the last trip.
We got no choice, we have to slow right down, and this is what happens.
Yeah, well, this actually ain't quite as bad as the bit we just gone over, which prompted us to get out the camera again. But yeah, just no escaping it.
Nah, you gotta do the yards. Looks like the worst stretches behind us.
Yeah.
We're at the intersection of the Gun Barrel and the Gary. The Gary heads north, it's up there, and takes you up to Gary Junction. That signpost there is for Windy Corner, get some track, on the Talawanda track. And there's Paul signing the visitors book. We actually missed this last time, I'm glad we found it. Well, hard to find if you're looking, I suppose, but might do that track. This sort of work typifies the Gun Barrel Highway. Low speed, heavily rutted and corrugated, and you've got to have a lot of faith that your vehicle can actually get through this type of stuff. It ain't easy. But it sure is a lot of fun. Good fun. Out through here. We're just coming up to Mount Everett. It's a substantial looking rock.
Washouts?
Lots of washouts in there. Left. Whoops.
Oh yeah. Washout.
First gear. Been a long time since anybody's used this side of the track, mate.
Been a long time.
That's probably why, because of that thing there.
Oh, where to go. Clearance and everything else. As long as we go slow, we probably don't have to avoid the holes like everyone else is.
No, there's a big one there. Prophetic words. That is the beauty, it really is. You can pick a line and crawl through.
Yep.
Rather than having to always worry about scraping.
I mean, we're doing this stuff easily,
Pretty much. Yeah, that's...
Just so everyone knows, we haven't even engaged four-wheel drive yet.
No, we're still in two-wheel drive. And that is like Everett.
Big mount.
Sorry, Mount Everett. Doesn't look much like a lake, does it?
It's supposed to be a... it's coming over the hill.
PK and I both thought this looked a lot scarier at the time. See what you think. I've been here before. I fucking have. It's the same spot. In 2007 we bloody near rolled it here. The place was underwater, we hit it too fast, the camber was all bad and we nearly went over. Very nearly.
Somebody's driven around it now.
Film that time. That is Mount Udell. Yeah. I think it's half an hour to get there. Have a look at this. It's going to get hotter here. And that's the mountain.
Lets it go, it just spins out. Snap.
It is. It's good fun.
The EMU shock works well though, eh?
The what?
The damper.
Yeah, it does. It helps. Yes, it does. So I do remember this part of the trip. We've got the little. It's got a monument up there.
Right. So you just at the top of this crest, just hold up. Oh, go over it. Big dip, big dip, big dip. Just about 20 metres up. Just hold up. Yeah, whoa. Just zoom in on that. I don't know if I can get it. Ah, yep. So there's the top of Lens Mountain. There's supposed to be a replica of the old theodolite. Theodolite there in the box, and a bit of a plaque and stuff. Anyway,
It's too hot now, mate. It's 46 degrees in here.
it's 46 degrees. Whoops, that was a bit. But
We might get up here this afternoon.
we might get up there this afternoon.
You're the climber of the pair. Like, you're the one that loves climbing fucking things. Like, that's a good climb, mate.
Climbing walls. There's a lot of climbing now, mate. But it's just a little bit warm. There's a stop just over there.
Sorry?
To your right, there's a shed.
This is at the camp, and Paul, with an eye for the birds, found this. He was pretty good the whole trip with it. He told me he thought it was a Holden, but I said no, I think it's a Falcon.
Okay, Camp Beetle, Saturday morning.
Before we have a look at 2009, let's go back in time.
Washing last
Again, this is
night.
2007. Have a close look at how green and verdant the place is after 90 mil of rain. Something else altogether.
Daytime view. There's a man-made dam over there that the people have fouled. Talked about it yesterday. Pity. Zillions of insects though. So we did have a wash. And this is what came out of PK's armpits. You'll notice quite a high diversity of insects, larvae, and some undescribed living organisms, some dead. This is Thursday night, Easter Thursday. Easter Friday, fuck, get it right. This is Camp Beetle that we've stumbled across. Now, it's just on dark. This is a great little campsite. Permanent water with a pump. Makes Geraldton Bore look fucking arcade. Here's the worker. And we're both going to be able to use that. Wash our dirty, grotty, grimy, sweaty bodies. We'll go over there and have a look at that soon if the light permits, but there is a man-made dam that's full of human refuse and probably human waste, which is a real fucking pity. This is a good spot. It must have been something Lennon and his crew used when they were doing constructing the gun barrel. It's a nice, like a good shaded area, big trees. We've got the choicest area because it's got a good permanent fire pit. Fucking can't buy.
Oh.
Camp Bedell.
Yep.
We do it again. It was a good day today, a really good day. Apart this morning was a bitch, it was real bad. Like plague proportions, but
Yeah, the flies were a dog, eh?
you get that on the big jobs.
There were lots and 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 lots of them.
But we had some really fun driving, or really good shit, like good fun in old Forby, and slow work. But
Even the corrugations didn't get us down. We were laughing.
yeah.
We were laughing.
Well,
Shit, we weren't laughing last time.
No, but it's breast reduction for us as well.
Yep.
But it was a good day. We're here at Beetle Camp, and that's only a couple of hundred k's. No, it's not even that, is it? It's not far, but that's far enough for us today. We got here about
What are we?
2:15, 2:30.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
2 maybe.
We've done various things today. Paul's done nature photography with the blow-up doll that we carry. That'll come out a bit later on. I've been doing some serious work on it, serious work with the PC and all the software, hardware stuff. Cracked the problems. We had some problems, they gone. And it's, what is it, Paulie? It must be 6 o'clock, half past 6.
About 6, yeah.
It's as hot as hell today, 46 degrees today. That's pretty fucking warm.
Just thinking, we didn't do anything for about 2 hours, eh? It was just too fucking hot.
Too hot.
And I know, sorry Jack Lum, I know you said we swore too much in the last one, but I'm sorry. Today, it was fucking hot.
It was. So tonight, what have you got on tonight, matey?
Tonight? Oh, I don't know, I think we'll just sit down and maybe put a movie on and kick back in the Lazy Boys and have a couple of middies.
Well, watch some of today's travel.
Yeah.
Because, it's excellent stuff. Really high quality gear.
Actually, we tried something with the little cameras. We haven't strapped them under the body or anything, we're just hanging them out the side, but it's pretty hard when you're going over a bit of fucking rough ground and what have you. But some of it'll be worth keeping, eh?
It
There's
will.
some good stuff.
It will. The trick we really want some underbody stuff because it shows you in more detail what we're actually doing. But you don't want to leave it on for half an hour at a time, and I don't want to be crawling it up and under the truck, strapping the fucking things down and unstrapping them.
Or going back 20 miles to find it.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll look at that and we'll see.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Crafty sauce. Anyway, we've got to go. Short on tape, disc. We'll come back later on in the night and show you what this place is like at night. This is worth seeing. Everybody should come here at least once in their life, shouldn't they?
Yep. Camp Beetle is good.
It is. It is a truly par excellence camp, and you should make an effort if you possibly can.
Yep.
We'll be back later. Hang on, we've got this thing. Watch this.
Yeah. And it's good night from me, and
It's
it's good night from him. Good night.
Well, we're still here at Camp Bedell, getting on in the morning, reluctant to leave. Paul sitting in the smoke. Soft sandy stuff here. Wash out. Great big fucking rock in the middle of the road. This looks exciting. Found a little bore pump right just southeast of Notabulas. That's a pleasant surprise.
Fucking jeez. Ah!
You gotta do that. Go on, get your head under there, man.
Oh shit.
That really is something else.
That's cold. Oh shit.
That really is something else.
Oh shit. That water's not exactly cold, but
It's a lot colder.
it's cold.
Wow.
And then we came across this. Well, Graham's going to have a go, because I don't want it. I was getting up here. Fortunately, there's a crossing just over there, which ain't too bad. But here we go.
That'd have to be some of the best 720 kilometres we've ever done. You reckon?
Probably.
Dry track, there's been some really excellent driving. Yesterday was good, today's been good. It's about 1 o'clock, it's just tipped 50 degrees in the cab. It's as hot as Hades, we're just about out of water. We've got some more on the back, so we'll transfer tonight. We will be in Warburton tomorrow, but we are not going that way. We're going that way.
This is where we gave it up last time, wasn't it?
Well, from what we've seen, they've metalled a
Yep.
lot of the bad sections in there. Then they're obviously doing a bit every year. They've probably done the same down there.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm not
quite possible they have, eh?
Say it again?
It's quite possible.
That's more than likely, but
But we're still not going to find out, are we?
no, we don't need that.
That road to Graham's left there, that sign that says to Warburton, that's the Heather Highway. And last time that was really, really badly corrugated, like worse than anything here. It's only 35 k's and it took us how long, Graham? About 3 hours.
3 hours because we're too heavy to get up speed to play in the bumps. And for me, it was the worst part of our whole trip last time, like the worst parts of track, because it's not much better than the gun barrel, not much wider. It's a lot newer. It was only made 20 or 30 years ago. But fuck, it was a shocker. No good for us.
Yep. And that's where we're going down there, isn't it?
That one.
Yep. Because that is the beginning of the old gun barrel.
Yeah, it is.
That's where we're off to.
We're going to go and have a look. 50 degrees or not. We're going to have lunch.
We're off.
It's about 1 o'clock. Time for lunch.
Next week we have a crack at the old gun barrel and the sandy bloke.
Vroom, 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 vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Fuck, it's hot.
Fuck, it's hot, hot, hot.
It's hot.
So we're looking for Mount Samuel and then Mangi rock holes. Rock holes often give you a nice spot to overnight. We'll see.
the mountain. In all its glory. Somewhere up here on the right, supposedly. These are the rock holes we were looking for. Be careful I don't step off the edge. Be nice and cool down there, but we can't get down there easily from up here. And we're not even going to try. Okay, we're up on top of this summit that we found for tonight. This is it for us. We've got a bit of shade here from this gigantic fucking rock ant's nest thing. It's actually an ant nest. Temperature's plummeted. It's 5 o'clock and the temperature's plummeted to 41 degrees. We're probably going to let it go another hour before we do anything else tonight. I want to grease the truck and make up some Spinifex screens. So to pass the time, I might kick his ass in a game of cards.
You did last night.
We've got our little smoky fire going. Keep the flies. The flies aren't bad yet. They were getting bad, weren't they?
Yeah, I started to.
Are they gone now? Today would be the hottest, do you think, Paul?
Fuck yeah, I'm knackered.
Yeah?
Absolutely knackered.
And you can't doze, can you? You haven't got that ability to...
I haven't got the ability to fall asleep in the stinking hot
Yeah.
while flies crawl all over you.
Well, I only got 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's all I did. It was enough for me. Make one. But when we got here, it was a real blow-ass, wasn't it? Like we put the tarp up, but fuck, what a mission. I'll tell you about that later. We're going to have a beer first. Deserve it too. Well, here we are on a summit. You can't see it yet because the sun is right behind that ant's nest.
Ant's nest. It's a monolith.
A monolithic ant's nest. We had a hell of a day. Hot as fucking hell, like hot as Hades.
Very, very, very hot.
50 degree in the cab. 51 I think it tipped. But today we noticed with glee that there's a bit of cloud, and with just that 30% of cloud cover, it takes the edge off it. Temperature plummeted just in the last hour. It's down to 40 degrees.
Yeah, plummeted.
Yeah.
Plummeted.
It's 5:30 and plummeted to 40 degrees. We've got the traditional smoky fire. The flies aren't bad. There is no ant life.
Still here.
There's some. What is
There's
that?
ant life. It's on a big truck.
It's fine where I'm sitting.
There's only the little wee one.
Under the truck.
Yep. Parked it right on top of the nest. Graham, anywhere you go, Graham will find ants for you. Not a problem.
Well,
Says there's no ants, parks up. Next thing, all these little black creatures start walking out. And sometimes, if you're really lucky, these big black creatures walk out.
let's tell them about this place. Like, it is a summit. We're at Mangi Rockholes, and we're on the top of a summit with a magnificent view. Like we'll show you a bit later on. It's magnificent.
It is. It's incredible. It goes around behind the camera, all the way around, just like it's almost 360 degree view.
At least 300 degrees of
clear view.
Just looking out across plains of some kind, eh?
But by God, we got here at like 3 o'clock. It's up past 5 now. We got here at 3 o'clock and we thought, we'll put the tarp up. And there was gusting winds, 15, 20 knots, and we got the tarp up eventually, but boy, Jesus, we were
It was a bit of a mission, eh?
sweat-soaked, dehydrated, blah, 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 blah. We're over
When
that.
we got that done, we probably drank a litre of water ourselves, eh?
Each.
Yeah, each.
Yeah. So we did the tarp thing. That helped for an hour through the worst of the heat, because it is from 1 o'clock until 4 o'clock is the fierce heat, the really fierce heat, and you wouldn't wish it on your grandma.
And there's not a lot of options for shade anywhere with the sun stays fairly high, even up until sort of 4 o'clock really, eh?
Yeah.
And so shade options are minimal. But anyway, we managed to find something, and there's a few cooling winds flown across here, so we were all right. But this place is about 5 k's past the heather, the turn off for the heather.
Yeah.
And
had some scary stuff. Ask Paulie what he thinks about the old gun barrel.
The old gun barrel is it's not a goat track, because I don't even think the goats use it.
Nah, the goats would use a bus, mate. They'd get a bus. Yeah. There was some scary stuff. And we got a lot of it on film.
Driving through stuff with ruts on it, at least that deep, and you had to straddle it. And Graham was giving me a few tips on the way.
Shouted tips.
Yeah.
Shouted tips. But yeah, scary stuff. But now, it can't be that bad all the way through. So we're still 80k out of Warburton. We're going east, which is that way. Tomorrow morning. It's Saturday, Paul's tell me. I thought it was Friday, but east tomorrow morning. We have to get to Warburton if we want fuel between 9 and 3.
Yeah.
And 80k at 20 kilometres an hour.
Takes a few hours to get there.
And sometimes you're not even doing that, so it's a 4 or 5 hour trek. Two-wheel drive on the flat stuff, but you need four-wheel low sometimes to get through the tricky stuff.
But I mean, like, even though we're going that way, just have a look. It's like it's flat. It appears flat, but there's plenty of hazards on even when it appears flat. Hey.
Yeah, but we have come through. It was almost a crevasse that we went through. It was because we are quite high. We haven't got a measurement for it now, but it looked like a crevasse. Basically, it was fucking scary. Anyway, we're going to be eating last night's dinner tonight because Paul did the rice thing again last night.
We're not going to eat last night's dinner.
Well,
we're going to have one dish that I made enough of for 2 nights.
That's his story. Which is another point. It's too fucking hot for the fridge. We pulled up today after 5 hours behind the wheel, and the fridge was still on 11 degrees.
And I'm not surprised, because you could hardly touch the metal on the box. It was hot, real hot.
Everything was radiating heat. It was. So while I try and stop at the 2 or 3 o'clock thing to avoid the worst of that heat, it is so stinking hot when you do stop that really you should be driving, because you've got some breeze over you while you're driving, which helps. And makes it a bit easier. So I don't know, we'll see. Tonight, got to grease the truck. Springs need some grease, and we've got to make up
put up some protection for the
Spinifex screens
for the radiator.
That shouldn't be too difficult. Overheated a bit today because we had a following wind the whole day. We had the wind either up our gunga or to the left flank, which is what Paul prefers. So, and we're talking about driving in 48, 49, 50 degrees of heat, and fuck me, like it was starting to get warm. We never cooked it. We're not going to either. We may do. But it really is. We'll show you some sunsets later on tonight. It'll be spectacular from here with some cloud. We got we would be, what do you reckon that's full, 200 metres above the surround?
Yeah.
And that's why I think we've gone through the worst of it now, because you look behind us, which is where we're going tomorrow, and it's flat as. So here's hoping.
Yep. Cheers, dudes.
Well, here we are at 9:30. Late getting away today. How do you feel, Ahab?
Oh, not too bad.
We've got some cloud this morning, which makes a big difference. Huge difference, like about 5 or 6 degrees difference. We've just about got it packed. We have shuffled water and stock. We'll be weighing 10 or 15. Good spot though. These are the first ones we've seen actually on the track. Let's see if we can.
Oh, that
It's a bit
sounds sick.
sad. Mum, Dad and the kids. The kids. Look at this.
I can smell.
Hey?
Just as we've been past where they were.
Them all shit.
Smell.
They stink, eh? Ooh, what's that?
Somebody who didn't have a good day.
Not so good for them.
Well, we're just having a bit of a pit stop there because the old girl got a bit hot. We've only been doing about 18-20 mile an hour, or k's an hour I should say. So we found a bit of shade. Wind's coming from sort of this direction over here, which probably doesn't help things at all. But that track we're using, which I'll show you in a minute, is a bit rough in itself. And the reason we're using that track is because here's the original one. And as you can see, that erosion or nature is doing her damnedest. So that's fair washed out. Had to go across it a little ways back there, but even this one's got some fairly deep ruts in it, and that's the way we're heading there.
So this is a diversion south off the gun barrel to Warburton. But we're having second thoughts about continuing on the gun barrel. It's too hot for the really hot. We'll hit Warburton and think about it. treat. We're in top gear. I was sort of hoping that the track would get better as the closer we get to town, but that hasn't turned out that way yet.
I'm still about 15k down though, so
15k, the captain says.
something like that.
So we should be there in half an hour.
Geez, that windscreen's filthy, eh?
We can wash it.
And the roadhouse. Just over on the left here, that's the Aboriginal. The roadhouse.
No photos of him down much. Pole's going that way to boil the potatoes. Let's try it this way. I told him to take a compass in case he gets lost. Here he goes. Now that is they've got a magnificent camp kitchen in there. And it's free to all users. So I'm left. I'm in Pat Malone. On me Pat Malone. It's just me and the chickens. It's a nice spot, though. It's a good spot. You say goodbye to Warburton? Say goodbye.
Bye. Well, we've just jumped off the Great Central Road, back onto what would be the tail end of the old gun barrel, and up there in the distance is the Rawlinsons, and sort of over there, I don't know if you can quite make it out, is the end of them where this section of the gun barrel takes you out at the top of the Rawlinson range there. And we'll be somewhere around there by tonight.
This takes us into Labakoo, which I think should be the foothills. of the Rawleys. There's been no vehicle traffic for quite some time. There's animal tracks over the road, so we're not sure what's at the bottom of this, but we'll find out.
Decided we're going to go and have a look at some other little valley just outside, just a little bit away from the Giles Met station. So back on the old gun barrel.
And a 3-room shack with a concrete floor. 17 feet, is it? This will be the Pleasure Palace. Power. And this is the porch. It's got a working windmill, solar panel bank there, a couple of tanks, a little one there, and a much bigger concrete one there. This will be getting a bit of cooling. We had tailwinds all the way back here, it's running a bit hot. Well, we didn't find it that unsafe, but it is pretty rough.
Oh, head back like you're just going to have to talk. There's the road.
Here we are, the southern terminus of the Sandy Blight Road.
Shit, this is terrible photography.
I think it's the Sandy Blight Road, I'm not sure.
But if it isn't, it's your fault, because you're supposed to check.
No, I'll blame you.
Can't blame a photographer, mate. Only for bad photography.
Perhaps we should check. Let's stop under that tree. Now, if I consult our
Trusty GPS. And trusty map.
Without being too critical, nothing is sign written very well out here at all, and you have to be very careful you are where you think you are at all times.
need to be about 128. 128.51, so that's about pretty good.
So we are off.
We're on it.
Coordinates checked.
Here, we're going into the internationally famous resort of Bungabiddi Rockholes, one of my biggest dreams and ambitions. We finally made it.
Washing. What's the second one?
No litter and looks like no cell phones. Hang on, stop.
Do not litter or pollute water holes. Okay.
Looks like a frying pan.
No, dropping rubbish in the water.
Oh. Holy heck.
Stand up down there. This is just a beauty. Besides this morning, colour of a well-brewed tea. I'm going outside and I may be a while. Has this place got the wow factor or what? Check it out.
Well, here we go. Permanent.
Main pool. Anyone can see that it's a natural catchment. Look at the colour contrast up there. And the high tide line. Insects galore.
I'll bet.
There is, but there doesn't look like any mosquito larvae in there. We won't know for an hour or two, but there's plenty of dragonflies, wasps, some other type of fly, but can't see any mosquito larvae. That doesn't mean they're not there, but not burstingly obvious. That's a beautiful spot. Show them that back view, mate. PK's going to go for a swim. Go on, jump. Hey. Wow, the sun's just going over the Bungabiddy rocky outcrop. We're both cooking. It's still 48, 49 degrees. We've been down to the gorgeous gorge in there. It is absolutely something else. This is another one of those must-see things. If it can be done, do it. Make the time. You won't see many like this. Do I look as bad as you?
Worse.
Worse? It's pretty hot, isn't it?
It's very hot.
But as soon as we're in the shade, or in the shade I suppose, flies aren't too bad, are they?
Ah, we've had worse. They're not great, but we've had worse.
This is our spot for the night.
Look at that. Always in the shade already too.
Yeah.
That was in full sun. We've only been here 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. And it's only 3 o'clock. We've got probably 3 hours of daylight, maybe a little bit more. Came in from that way. It was four-wheel low. Getting up here in reverse, which is always exciting because you can't see a fucking thing. Paul shouting at me shouting at PK.
Are you shouting it? I didn't hear you.
Deaf cunt. Okay, more later.
downstairs. So Marty Gragra brought out the fabulous Sorby, and Sorby's done it again. Yeah, it's fly time. Most places have a bewitching hour. Well, this is it.
That's pretty bad.
All the flies come out to play. Why is the red light flashing?
That's your eyes, mate.
Oh, okay. It's not because I'm blinking to get rid of the flies.
What is it?
It's a dangerous life we live. We too.
Fucking Dracula.
No fucking Dracula.
Guess what? We got that thing under control. We think we have now. It was strenuous. It was strenuous, but we've done it. There's T-Track.
Waka.
T-Waka. Well, no.
It is. It's our waka.
T-Canoe. And we've been busy sipping tea.
Sipping tea, but we've ditched the cups. We're drinking it straight out of the pot now.
And we might climb into something else. That was strenuous, and in hindsight it was probably a mistake, but we're through it.
Like anything Graham says, he's not over dramatising it at all.
No. License? What license?
No. There's no over dramatics involved at all here.
No, I'm a big understater. Like I understate
Absolutely.
the death scenario.
Yep. Death and danger, you just take them in your stride.
Basically, I sneer at them.
I spit at you, death and danger.
The stutter at them, yeah. Fuck, we might give it another go, right? Hey, we're going to give it another go?
What's that?
We're both big girls, aren't we?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Can we just
What
go
am
back
I
to
on?
this?
What am I on?
Can we just go
What
back?
am I on? Go on,
But-
you tell me.
Despite your enormous bulk, 2 pieces of steak and half a potato keeps you going for the best part of 2 days,
No,
doesn't it?
one potato. We had a potato each.
I had half of yours.
Well, okay.
I have to admit.
Oh, well.
But I'm smaller
I
than
only
you.
got one piece.
Look, I don't have that, but that's another story.
It was the milk that did it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, a word to any would-be traveller, when you pull into a roadhouse for fuel, get a 600ml Tetra Pak of chocolate milk, iced coffee milk,
Whatever they
milk
got.
you got,
Yeah.
and that is food. That is a meal.
It is a meal in a burnable container, and the last ones are in there. But you're right, it is.
Bloody brilliant. You can't beat it, and don't drink it too quickly, especially because
You got the freeze.
in this part of the world, they actually don't sell milk like they do in town. Like they freeze it, bring it out here, then as they need it, they take it out and put it in the fridge to sell. So you're buying something that's got an expiry date, like it's March
Of yesterday.
30th now.
Of yesterday.
Bullshit. Try February the 3rd,
Really?
but you got to ignore it because it's been frozen. And so as you're drinking it, you got all these little icicles cutting your throat to bits, but it's the sweetest pain
But
you've
you got
ever
the
felt.
brain freeze too, didn't you?
Yeah.
It went into
So
your
anyway, I
brain.
drank mine today, and it was really, really fast. I drank it because I was hot and thirsty, and I got the brain freeze right in the middle there, eh?
Show me. I've never had a brain freeze.
No, that's because you got no fucking brains.
Who's holding the camera? Fuckstick. Eh? That's a hell of a thing. But we're just talking about it, and we're not even hungry, really, are we? Like
No.
it's another 50-degree day.
It's one of those heat things that really
Food's
I suppose-
repulsive.
Yeah.
Food's repulsive, and
Yep.
you got to eat something, otherwise
And
you
I know
don't.
we're drinking a bit of piss right now, but shit, we drank some water today, and we had the old milk drink, and yeah.
And a feed at Warburton last night.
I'll tell you, anybody over 40, drink water during the day. Drink water during the day. Drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of. Well, okay, that's being stupid, but in this heat, you need to suck back about 2 litres.
At least I drink 3. I reckon I drink 3 litres of water a day myself.
Because you want to do more than I do. Yeah.
Oh,
But anyway, yeah, drink at least 2 litres of water. Just a couple of mouthfuls. Keep your mouth wet, because it dries out. And yeah,
and you'll benefit for it, because otherwise you end up maybe drinking a little bit more of this sort of stuff, and you know, end up a little bit haurangi before you know it.
Ah, it's not all bad.
Do you know what haurangi means?
No.
Pissed.
Oh, okay. No, that's not me yet.
Yeah.
We can't. We're not. Come on, this is a.
So anyway, as far as that sign that we saw at the beginning of the track goes, the Sandy Blight Road,
It said no drunks. No drunks.
No grog. So we didn't bring any grog. We just brought beer.
Yeah.
No drunks, because we're not drunk.
We're not drunk.
And no drugs, and
Yeah.
we've got
Got no
of those.
drugs. Yeah.
Oh no, that Telfar
Antihistamine.
stuff.
I got antihistamines.
Oh,
Oh no, they're going to hang me for that.
we should have left it in the quarantine bin.
Hang on, I could have sold them at Warburton.
I'm sure they'd find a use for
Fucking
it.
glad to be out of there. Anyway, we're going. See you later. Well, the rocks rang with song and merriment last night, but it ain't the case this morning. What did you put in the dinner?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Does that mean nothing in the dinner, or?
Yeah, I mean nothing. Like 0, 0.
Jesus. Fucking glad it's his turn to drive out. He's already told me it's 15-minute shifts today. Luckily we haven't got much to do. I've got to get underneath it, check the transfer case. Bird life's pretty good here. Camel tracks.
Dogs as well.
And dogs over our wheel tracks from last night. They must have been summoned by the, what was it, the...
Like a roar, a snore.
I didn't hear a bit of it, mate. A song off the rocks. Maybe that was it. Camels stink something real bad, like you can drive past them, and if the air is reasonably still, they pong like you wouldn't believe. Worse than Paul's socks. Much worse. So there's a grader. This is a road really, it ain't a track. And the grader is getting deeper and deeper. That's in pretty good nick though. Straight ahead for us.
twisting and turning, mainly sand, a bit of scree here and there.
Almost like we're doing a circuit.
It feels as though we're going around in circles. It really does twist and turn, this one. Was.
Super.
Yeah. Find out one day. Very soft, heavy going here. Lots of washouts. Quite demanding driving. Gone through a series of creek crossings. Goodness, that's behind us. Boy, oh boy. Spoke too soon. Drive over the sands. Bush hygiene.
Ah, beautiful. It isn't it? A pit or a tip? your singlet.
Can't make this fucking camera go. I got no battery, that's what